Oh my God, DeDe got a podcast?
What?
DeDe got a podcast.
What's the tea? What's the vibe? What's the hype? Yeah, we live. Talk a little this, a little bit of that, a little bit of love, a little bit of ratchet. That's DeDe. Go DeDe. Go DeDe. Go DeDe. You a bad bitch. You a savage. Making money is a habit.
Hey, welcome to DeDe's Dope Podcast, everybody. All right, so listen, I'm excited about this week. First of all, I always tell everybody, this is where you can catch a laugh and you can get the tea for real. All right, today I'm excited because I'm about to do some drinking. You see the red cup. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then we also changed our set around, so we're kind of excited about that. But this gentleman here is getting ready to talk about the great drink we are drinking and tell me a little bit more about him. Jacob, please tell everybody who you are.
How's it going? Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on the show. Mm-hmm. And the setup is amazing, as everybody can see.
Yep.
But my name is Jacob Clayton. Mm-hmm. I am based here in Dallas, Texas, born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. Most people know me for being a celebrity stylist. Mm-hmm. So I'm a celebrity stylist. I have my own custom suit business.
Jacob, no.
That I've had since 2018. And just recently, I became the brand curator for Courvoisier.
Oh, wow. A curator. I love that word.
Yeah.
You know I love that word.
Oh, come on.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell everybody has to understand. This is the thing. I'm drinking Courvoisier, by the way. I'm sipping. I see this is going to put some hair all over my chest.
And we drinking the VSOP.
It's going to put hair on my chest, my neck.
But it's smooth.
My crack everywhere.
It's smooth.
So listen, Jacob, you have you know how to dress. First of all, as soon as I saw you, I went, wow, that suit.
I appreciate it.
How'd you get into it?
So I started styling back in 2015. Mm-hmm. And so I've always been into fashion, but I never knew that you could make a career out of it.
Right.
Because I moved here from Chicago.
Okay. Oh, really? So, how long were you in Chicago?
For 12 years.
What? I love Chicago.
Yeah, shout out to Chicago.
Yep. We're on Power 92 in Chicago is the radio station.
Beautiful city. Shout out to Power 92.
Yep.
You know, I like to visit. I don't know if I move back, but
for 12 years, you
the
that
winters,
cold.
Yeah, that cold is no joke.
I lived there. I lived in Chicago for 3 years. And I said it was the coldest place on earth.
No, seriously.
It is the cold. And Michigan, and you hit that
lake, don't play.
I worked in the Hancock. Honestly, I worked in the Hancock when I was there.
Yeah.
I worked in the Hancock building, and I remember having to walk to work because my boss said, you could get a place downtown. Mm-hmm. I live right off of Dearborn and Elm.
Yeah, yep.
I walked on Michigan Avenue in the wintertime, and when that wind hit me.
It's no joke.
And my boogers
froze. You got to get a coat from Chicago.
Come on.
It can't come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
People are like, why do people from Chicago walk so fast? Because we trying to get where we going. Like, it's head down.
Yes.
Trying to get to my
destination. So wait, how did you go from Shreveport to Chicago, though?
My family relocated after Katrina.
Oh, okay.
So
wait. Your family after Katrina said, we're not even going to go to Texas.
Right.
They said, we're going to drive all the way
to Illinois. I think we had the option to relocate to another city in Texas, Atlanta, or Chicago.
Okay.
They chose Chicago. So packed up the family and
And are they all still there? Your family in Chicago?
No, they're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they moved here in 2014, and I came down in 2018.
Okay.
So.
So you just
Yeah.
So now you understood that fashion was great.
Yeah, I didn't know you could make a career of it. People are always like, they were telling me growing up, man, you should start a business as a stylist. So I started styling in 2015, and then I started the custom suit business in 2018.
So do you only style men?
No, women too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can help me?
Come on.
Wait a minute. And I had Stephen Godot, who's a designer. He's not a stylist.
Shout out to Shreveport.
Yep, shout out to Shreveport because that's where he's from. And Stephen, who was just shown at New York Fashion Week.
Yes, he was.
I'm so happy for him. And I was telling him that when I get stylists, they never seem to get me, right?
Yeah.
Meaning they'll either put me in something that make me look like Michelle Obama, or they're going to put me in something that's so crazy it doesn't even fit my personality. And I'm going, hey, everybody, I'm a DJ.
Right.
So
it's almost like dating, though. You have to find the perfect fit for you. And so, just because you use somebody doesn't mean you have to commit to the relationship. So, try people out. Try this stylist, try another one. So what I love is the fact that I get to do both. Yeah. So with my custom suit business, how it works, right? My showroom is downtown Dallas, and we make everything from scratch. So you can't just come in and walk out with something.
Right.
Clothes take about 4 weeks to make.
Okay.
And so you got to come see me early.
Yep.
And so you come through and you pick the actual fabric first. We do suits, we do jackets, we do pants, we do dress shirts, custom shoes, jeans,
Dang.
tracksuits. I mean, one-stop shop.
Okay.
And then you get to design it from scratch.
Right.
And so how do you want the pants to be? How do you want the jacket to be? And then at the end, we take about 30 measurements. And so it's made specifically for you.
Wait, 30 measurements?
Yeah, like
I'm only used to people measuring my bust,
No.
my waist, and my hips.
correct. This ain't that.
You do my arms. You do my thighs.
Your armpit, your shoulders, your bicep, your forearm, your wrist.
Wow, this
Everything.
is custom.
Yeah, it's custom.
Wow. And, okay, and so you must have dressed nice all your life. All your life. You knew did y'all have money growing up? Did your parents have money?
But I always took care of my clothes.
Okay.
So regardless of, whether I, could afford the nicest stuff, I always made sure my clothes were clean.
Mm-hmm.
They were ironed. They were pressed. I always made sure my polo matched my shoes. And so I've always been able to, see what other people couldn't. I didn't know that was a gift, though.
Right.
You
yeah.
think, oh, everybody can dress. But no, there's a
difference, too,
There's a
between.
difference.
I got to tell you what I think. I think there's a difference between being stylish, being fashionable,
yes.
and just being up to date wearing what everybody else wear.
Correct.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. When I see some women on Instagram, and I'm guilty of it at times too, wearing the same thing everybody else is wearing.
Yeah,
we all
'cause
wear
it's trends.
Right, you're
Yeah.
trendy then. So
Yeah.
it'd be like, there's style and then there's somebody who's trendy.
Correct.
There's a big difference.
Correct.
And style is the one that I love people with style.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Because there's a personality aspect to it, because fashion is just what you can purchase.
Right.
Style is how you piece it together.
So who would you say is like, when you think of style icons today, who would you say they have a style and they are a style icon? Who?
The immediate person that comes to mind, just not to take too much time, is this black stylist out of LA. His name is Rich Fresh, and his style is just impeccable.
Rich Fresh. I'm gonna look him up.
Like there's a confidence that you have when you wear certain
You wear-
clothes that not everybody has. For example, we see guys in suits every day, right?
Right.
But you see some men in suits, and you like, ugh.
Like you. When I saw you today, I went,
Yeah,
whoa.
he put that on.
Right.
Not everybody gets that reaction.
But guess what else it is? You wear it well, too. Now, there are some people who
Exactly.
don't wear fashion well to me. You ever see that, too?
All
Some
the
of them you
time.
go, that looks good, but then you can see it on somebody else, and it looks amazing.
Right.
Right?
And so you can take the same suit, put it on somebody else, and it won't hit the same.
Yeah.
Or that same dress, put it on somebody else, and it won't hit the same. And to your point, just because you paid a whole lot for it, doesn't mean it compliments you well. People confuse the. I don't care if it was a $2,000 suit. If it doesn't fit properly,
I'm going to
don't
tell
wear
you.
it well.
You know what, Jacob? I'm a person who says, again, we can all get caught up in labels. Everybody does.
For sure.
For some reason, we all are materialistic, it seems, nowadays, because Instagram, you got to post and act like you got money.
Right.
But I really get off on buying cheap clothes and people going, oh, my God, you look great. I love it. Oh, my God.
Oh my God, where did you get that? Oh, this is Fashion Nova. This
I-
cost me $15.
Thank you. Thank you. I love doing that. That is like my passion is to put on something cheap and walk up in there and be the best dressed. Love it.
And fast fashion has really made that more accessible because now you got Boohoo and Fashion Nova and I don't know how you pronounce it, Shein, but Pretty Little Thing. You got all of these different companies who have affordable items. You have the Zaras and the H&Ms.
Zara is the
where you can dress
Zara.
nice for the low.
I want to punch Zara in the face. They wrong for this. Let me tell you why. Because they give you some quality looking like you
Yes,
really
yeah.
be feeling like $1 million when
Yeah.
you buy something out of Zara
Yeah.
for $79.99.
Right.
God dang
And
it.
Zara is the #1 retailer in the world.
I see why though. The quality, what you feel you're getting, and you know that I can buy a blazer out of Zara for $89 because that's what they go
Right.
at, $89 to $129.
Right.
That's how much I shop.
It's very middle of the road. Like it's not super
It's not expensive.
but it's not cheap.
And it's just enough, and the quality be so good I can still wear that blazer for 2 years at least.
Correct.
I like it.
And they drop a new collection every week. They stay on trend too,
They
which
do.
is why they're #1.
I give them
And H&M is #2. So these are the largest retailers in the world.
now H&M. Some of they stuff.
Yeah,
be,
we ain't- yeah,
some of they
we
stuff
ain't
be.
rocking
I
with
be
that.
boxy.
I
in
get
it.
behind Zara though.
Yeah, Zara. I
get behind
definitely. Yeah, but H&M is a hit. They right hit or miss.
Yeah.
Hit or miss. So you are a stylist.
Yep. So
You started doing that.
I
You
started
styled.
styling first, and now I'm doing custom clothing. But I still get to style. So now not only am I just piecing the clothes together, I'm the one making the clothes too.
Okay.
So I guess you could say.
So when we were talking about style, Erykah Badu,
Love it.
style.
Love it.
all the time. It's stylish, and it's in a way that I could never put on. I
Right.
look like a clown.
I couldn't do it.
Right.
But it's her personality, that gives her the ability to pull it off.
What about
I
if I
know
throw
what you
some
did.
names at you? Rihanna,
She's the GOAT, so
her
she's-
style.
Yeah.
You know what I always said? The difference between her and I hate trying to compare the two,
Mhm.
but we do that. The difference between Beyonce and a Rihanna. Beyonce always looks like, to me, a stylist put her in something.
For sure.
She always looks like
And that's always the case.
a stylist put her
Yeah,
in. Right.
That's always the case.
Rihanna looks like she goes in her closet
And
puts
puts on
something
what she
on,
wants to
and
wear.
it's great.
Yes.
Right?
That is a difference.
And that could be the difference in how somebody wears fashion too, though. Rihanna can just wear fashion to me. I don't know
Right.
why. It's just,
Yeah.
who else would I say? What do you think about the Kardashians when it comes to style and being iconic?
They have that Kanye effect. I'll call it that.
Now,
So,
now.
I don't know when this episode gonna drop, but Kanye out here wilding
I know
right now.
we
the-
keep it moving.
the
Yeah.
shirts and stuff. But it was that Kanye effect from back in the day. Kanye could step out in some ripped jeans and a t-shirt, and we'd be like, "Yo, that's a fly outfit." You know what I'm saying? It's just regular clothes,
That's
but
what I like.
because it's Kanye,
Yeah.
because it's Rihanna, it hit a little different.
Yeah.
Because of the confidence and the swagger and the finesse that they have.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I play with clothes. All
Yeah,
day.
and you do. I love that. The Kardashians, you're right. I think Kanye definitely helped them
just
and
have that
elevated.
effect.
Yeah, and now we always like. And then the designers decided to play with them and give them the first dibs.
Right.
And yeah, I get that. Who else? Like men. What do you think of Dwayne Wade? I think Dwayne Wade is amazing with his style.
Yeah,
I do like
yeah.
it. There are times he goes a little like, you're like, yeah, right now you're looking a little zesty now, Dwayne.
Out of the box.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But a lot of and I was just having a conversation with my mentor about this. Men are starting to wear more clothes that aren't so gender specific. Men are wearing like skirts now.
Or how do you
to
feel
events.
about
They're
that though?
carrying bags.
Yeah, how
They're
you feel?
carrying
With the
I
skirts.
don't know how I feel about it just yet. I'm still trying to read the room, but would I do it? Probably personally not, but again, it's making a fashion statement.
Yeah.
But
I like when I see a man with Dwayne has done it where I've seen with pants and then a shirt that looks like a, you know what I mean? I like
Right.
that.
But you got men wearing crop tops
I know it.
now and
Yeah,
painting
yeah.
their fingernails,
Yeah.
and it's just different.
Yeah.
Different times.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Lil Uzi Vert has a belly ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys getting belly buttons pierced and all kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. I mean, I would really trip out if I got in bed and my husband had his belly pierced.
Right.
I would probably,
Like,
Billy, what you doing with your
yeah.
belly pierced?
Yeah, I question that.
Yeah. But okay.
Yeah.
It's
So.
each his
that's
own,
good.
right? Because that's
Yeah,
the
each
whole
his
thing
own.
about being, and that's the other thing I am liking where we are in the world is everybody needs to just be themselves, right? Just be.
That's all you can be.
Yes.
Because anything else is gonna stress you out.
Yes. Can't
Yeah,
be
that's
nobody
what
but
stress
you.
out.
So now you have the clothing, you do that,
Mhm.
but then you used a word I love. You said you're curating for Courvoisier.
Yes.
Now what does that mean? I love the word curate.
I do too. Just sound.
I've liked it for.
little
Can I tell you?
fancy.
I've often told people this is the other thing people don't know about me. I love art.
Same.
Love art. I have loved art for years. I used to go to Essence for years and would just pick up art there,
Yeah.
black art and this and
Yeah.
that. So I'm an art fanatic,
Yeah.
right? And I've often told people, like, if you ever come in my house, you'd be like, this thing is curated like an art museum.
Same.
Like, I love art. And I keep saying one day I want to curate one.
Yeah.
One day I want somebody to let me curate their art.
And I'm
gallery.
and I'm not. I don't have an eye for it though.
Me either.
So here's what I do. So if you go to my studio downtown, same thing. You got art all over the place, beautiful pieces. So what I'll do is I'll find talented artists in Dallas, and I'll just get them creative control
Oh, nice.
and say, hey, here's my personality, here's my aesthetic. Can you make a piece for me?
Wow.
And every time they've brought me something back, it's just been nice.
I need
So
some
it's
of
not
your
like
artists.
I'm like picking the piece myself. I'm just. But again, when you trust people to do like what they do,
Mhm.
you just give them creative control. So
Have you ever seen, do you know Wardrobe on Heels?
yeah.
Is she not amazing? When you really see her
Beautiful.
art, she's so talented, and what she even does with the clothes and
Yeah.
writes and does all this
Yeah.
and that, I just think she's amazing. So anyway, shouts out to Treese for that. So now tell me how you hooked up with Courvoisier.
Oh, I don't know. All right, so
You have such style. They found you. They
Right.
found you, right?
so had a podcast back in the day called Whiskey Conversation.
Mm.
Me and 4 friends, and we would tape every week, and we would bring guests on the show, and essentially we would have a different alcohol sponsor every week, and we would just have different topics of conversation. I mean, we talk about, politics, and sometimes we talked about race and religion, and we talked about sports and, trending topics. And it was a really good show. We ran that show for 2 years, but people
Why'd
know
you
one
stop?
thing about me, schedules.
Okay.
Schedules, pandemic hit, and, we could have come back from it, but we was like, okay, everybody's doing their own things now.
Okay.
So, but it was fun while it lasted. And so, but if you know anything about me, based on my social media, I like dark. I like me some whiskey, some
Okay.
bourbon, some
All right.
cognac. And so Courvoisier.
Some of that yak.
Some of that yak, So they just rolled out a new program
Uh-huh.
that I knew nothing about, I'll be honest. So they rolled out this program, this Brand Curator program.
Uh-huh.
And the purpose of the program is to essentially get Courvoisier into the Dallas market. Right. I'll be honest. Alcohol, regardless of the taste, is all about popularity.
Yeah.
Right. You can have the best alcohol in the world. It's about popularity. Courvoisier is the most awarded cognac in the world. Right. But when you go to a bar or you go to a restaurant, you'll see more Hennessy, more Jack Daniels,
Right.
more Maker's Mark, because that's what's in the clubs. That's what people are rapping about in their songs. That's what your friends are bringing to parties, right? So with the Brand Curator program, my job is to curate events in the city of Dallas to essentially get Courvoisier in front of people, but in a creative way.
Okay.
Right? So when people think about Courvoisier, I want them to think sophisticated. I want them to think classy. I want them to think luxury.
Can I be honest with you? When I look at the bottle,
beautiful bottle.
Right, the beautiful bottle that they have. But it's not only that. I'm looking at you and your style and taste and the confidence in the class you exude. I already know that I got to drink Courvoisier because of you. So I see why they got you.
Correct.
You should be.
That's why they picked me for the job.
Okay, got you. Then you know what? I'm good. I'm good at this, right?
So
go ahead.
so
I should be a talent scout.
So they thought that my brand and my aesthetic really spoke to the actual alcohol, and so I have to have events, like I said, throughout the city. But not only can I curate my own events throughout the city, but I can also partner and sponsor events that are happening throughout the city too.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good. I got some ideas. I want to work with Courvoisier.
We just had a HBCU gala fundraiser that I sponsored. I'm sponsoring the Cosign Awards this year. I just did a candle and Courvoisier candle making class.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we've done happy hours. We've done private dinners. We've done everything under the sun, so I'm really looking to tap into people like you who are doing things in Dallas and need people to partner or sponsor.
Well, let me tell you, I would love to do some work with Courvoisier. We have something every year, and we stopped during the pandemic the last 2 years, but we do the Winter Wonderland party for my DeDe's Foundation, by the way, DeDe McGuire Foundation, which helps women go back to school. Also, we had to expand, by the way, because of the pandemic. When I saw the amount of African-American students who couldn't go back to school or parents couldn't afford, I had friends who said,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was hitting everybody, right? So we ended up opening up the foundation as a family foundation now to help out with HBCUs and make sure kids have their, students got scholarships, giving back to Minnie's Food Pantry when we had a water shortage. So our foundation now has expanded, which I'm proud of, to just really just help out the community as a whole, our community,
Yeah.
And so I would love to do some stuff with Courvoisier if y'all would have me.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, you don't even have to ask.
Like I went.
So, yeah, I've already got some ideas that I want to throw to you. But, these are the most popular drinks that we have, the VS, the very special, and the VSOP, which we're drinking right now. And Courvoisier is more than just, drinking it straight. They pride themselves on cocktails.
Yep.
So we have, all of these signature cocktails that we have for events. I mean, everything from, we have a drink called the French Twist, the Lemon Drop. We have a Courvoisier Margarita that we tried, a Sidecar, Old Fashions, like whatever you, and so it's not just for men. A lot of people think that cognac is just for men. We have a brand curator in Chicago. Her name is Brooke. and she started a movement called Women Drink Cognac Too.
Oh, I love that.
And so it's not just for men. And so
I love that women do drink cognac because I'm drinking it right now out of a red cup. And I know you're a classy man, but drinking out of a red cup isn't for you.
Hey,
but this is all we got at DeDe's Dope Podcast.
I get down still.
Yeah.
I'm still from Shreveport. So.
Yeah, okay, good. I was like, don't get too classy on me now.
You.
Look, don't get too classy. Now, what do you, being from Shreveport, before we're going to get back to Courvoisier,
yeah.
but do you eat a lot of what? Shrimp, etouffee, gumbo, you do all that?
Yeah.
You grew up
and
on
my
all that?
mom lived in New Orleans for 5 years, so yeah, I used to go visit her 2-3 times a year.
Okay, so wait a minute. Did she make it a lot? Did she cook a lot or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I probably eat too much seafood. It's
Yeah, my
probably a
mom
problem.
is from, was born in DeRidder, Louisiana.
Okay, never heard of it.
Yeah,
Sounds
DeRidder
small.
is very small. DeRidder, Louisiana, and all of her family from Louisiana. And then she ended up meeting my father. He was from Oregon, to California, and Seattle area. So all my family's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
All of them. Which shouts out to them because they listen to my podcast. They support more than anything, which I love. You know, I love when your family can support you, right?
Come on.
And so what about your family? Are they happy for you that you're here doing what you're doing? They support?
Yeah, so they actually convinced me to move here because they had moved here about a year before I did. And so I was still in Chicago at that time. I was working. I was doing my thing. I was building my brand, building my business. And they were like, we think you should come down to Dallas. And I was like, what?
What's the hardest thing about building a brand? Like if somebody's listening right now, they want to know. And everybody says brand a lot. You hear people saying that a lot now, right? How do you build a brand?
But it's so important because your brand is everything. And your brand will lead to a business. So that's how this happened.
Right.
You know,
right.
my
You're a
brand
classy
led
man,
to
and they
me-
saw you, and they
yeah,
were like, yeah, this is
led
perfect.
to an entire job.
Yeah.
So building a brand is nothing more than brand awareness. That's it. It doesn't matter how fly you are, how dope you are, how good you are, what you do, if no one knows you exist. So building a brand is nothing but brand awareness. So when I moved to Dallas, I had never even been to Dallas before.
Wow.
Not even to visit. I didn't know a single person.
And you
Not
just
a
moved.
single person. I moved here in 2018.
And you just said, I'm moving.
Packed my bags. I think 8 days later, I was gone. I didn't even tell anybody I was leaving
So hold
Chicago.
on a second. You didn't grow up in the military?
Army.
Okay, there we
Yeah.
go. Ding, ding, ding. I was
Yeah.
like, because let me tell you what I did. I was my mom remarried when I was a kid.
Okay.
And so when she remarried, I was 8, 9 years old when she remarried. And we went to Germany for 3 years. And then we ended up in Killeen, Fort Hood. So we went from Seattle
Okay.
to Germany
Yes.
to Killeen, Fort Hood. Then I was in Chicago, then Philly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
because when I grew up as an Army brat, I'm used to getting up to move. I'm used to getting up. That's what I was saying. For you to just get up and move.
And this was so when we moved to Chicago, that was the first time I had moved in my life.
Wow.
So I had never lived in another city or another state. And so I lived in Shreveport for 12 years, Chicago for 12 years. So it's kind of half and half. So I'm 28.
Wow. You look, oh my God, you're 28?
Don't let the bald head and the beard fool you.
Well, truthfully, I thought you were about 24, to be honest with you. I was like,
Okay, good. Oh, that's a compliment.
All right.
Yeah,
I did. I
cool.
thought you were younger than
I'll
28.
take that.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
The brand awareness piece, though, right?
Mhm.
So I moved out here and didn't know a single person. I spent my first 6 months in Dallas just going to work and going home. I had a job working retail. So I went to work, went home, and then I had the idea to start my business. And I realized very quickly that Dallas is a socialized city, just like any other city. And it's not about, again, how talented you are. It's about who do you know and who knows you. And so my goal was to meet as many people as possible because the more people you know, the more opportunity you have to build your brand and your business. And so that's exactly what I did. Like, you can't build a business from the couch. Like, you have to get out the house. You got to go to events. You got to shake hands. You got to be on social media. As much as you don't like to,
I know it.
I know some of us
I
are,
don't.
extremely introverted and, we get, major social anxiety, but that's what you have to do to build a business. Or build a brand.
It's so funny because most people hear me on the radio.
Right.
And a lot of people would think, oh, she must be so outgoing and she's this and this. The older I get or the longer I've been doing this job has made me retreat.
Yeah.
And the pandemic didn't help. You know,
I haven't been the same.
Yeah,
I haven't been the same.
You talk about retreating. I
Yeah.
retreat. Oh my gosh,
I'm grossly introverted now.
me too.
Like when I'm out, I'm out.
You'll
and I
be
can-
out, but for the most part,
I mean, after
what you
that,
really
I'm
want
in
to
the
do is,
crib.
and I'll be honest, I tell people all the time, when I go out, what I would really like to do is sit in the corner and people watch. That's all I
sure.
want to do. I'm not trying to have and it's not that I'm being rude, and
Yeah.
it's not that I'm being a bitch, and it's not that I think I'm better than anybody. It's just that I just want to people watch.
Yep.
I enjoy
I might talk to
it.
like 2 or 3
Right.
people. That's it.
That's it.
Like, I ain't
And you're
trying
not,
to,
and you're like, and
work
I'm
the
not,
room.
and you're going, I ain't being rude.
Mhm.
It's just that, and then I get embarrassed a lot. People don't even realize that other part. There's another part of me now lately. I get embarrassed by a lot of stuff. I get embarrassed when people say, well, I listened to you or blah, blah. It just embarrasses me because I don't know what else to say. Because I always tell people I'm blessed to do what I do. It's just nothing more than God's blessing,
Yeah.
and that's it. Has nothing to do with me.
So you know too. Like the longer that you're in the game, the easier it becomes.
Oh.
Because now more people know about you and more people are referring you and you have a larger repeat business and you
then,
have more followers on social media and
but then they're wanting when they meet you for you to be that person sometimes,
Right.
and you're like,
don't work that way.
I'm really not really as
Yeah.
like it's still a job that I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to turn on. I tell people sometimes, do you ever feel like that when you go, you have to
All the
turn
time.
on?
All the
Yeah, you
time.
turn on. You're like, I'm out. I talked about it's a lot of. There are times when I have no more social energy to give,
Same.
right?
Same.
And it's a lot of social energy. And the pandemic made me sit at home and get to know me more again.
Right.
Get back into reading,
Yeah.
watching movies.
You got to do some real self-reflection.
Right, because we all get so busy doing things that
Mm-hmm.
we don't even know who we are or what we like anymore.
Right.
Right.
So when the pandemic hit, to your point, because I had been going hard on social media for years, right? So I started a social media management company in like 2015.
Okay, and you were
16.
12 years old then.
Right.
Jesus.
12 years old.
I know.
And this is before everybody was on social media and
Right.
TikTok existed. This is before all of that. So I was going hard on social media 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So when the COVID hit, I said, you know what? I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to focus on more life and less internet. And that's exactly what I did. And I haven't been back on social media since.
Wow.
I'm probably missing a whole lot, but it's just not something that, like, I don't, like, when I go out to eat, like, I don't need to pull out my
Right,
phone.
right.
When I go to an event, I don't need to pull out my phone. When I'm on a trip, I don't need to pull out my phone. I would just prefer to be present.
I do too.
I know I still got to be on there, but, people are just so consumed with,
Wanting to post,
Yes,
and
it's
I
like-
often say this, it became a thing of, okay, let me tell you something that always scared me about social media. I know we're talking about everything and anything, but that's what's the great thing about podcasts, right?
for sure.
One of my favorite movies is The Devil's Advocate. Have you ever seen it?
Devil's Advocate.
With
I don't think
Keanu
so.
Reeves. So
I've heard of it. I don't think I've
okay,
ever seen
Keanu
it.
Reeves is a lawyer, and he wins all his cases. He's young, he's great, he's amazing. Well, his mom's very religious, and they find out later on that the devil's his dad, basically, right? And one of the things the devil says to him in the end, he tries to tempt him again. And what he says to him is he tempts him by stroking his ego. And the devil said, vanity. It gets him every time. And that's why
It's so true.
and that's why I have a hard time sometimes with social media, is because there's a lot of it has to do with vanity.
A lot of it, if
All
not
of
all
it
of it,
Is
yeah.
vanity.
Yeah.
And I go, guys, look what we're really doing, right?
But when you become too consumed in vanity, you're also consumed with other people's opinions too,
That too.
and you let that affect you,
Yep.
which is even more detrimental. Oh, my video didn't get a lot of views, or my post didn't get a lot of likes.
Let me do
or
something else.
People
or,
are checking their phone,
Right.
refreshing it every 5 minutes. It's like, bro,
Jacob, let me tell you something. I have watched people change who they are, change their beliefs, do certain things online that I go, but that's not in line with who you told me you were and what you claim you believe in and do. But
Right.
because you want more likes,
right?
you're now doing this.
Yep.
It's so I guess that's what scared me all along. I watched how it changed so many people that I see spit. I spit out on the table. But it scares me that I want to make sure that I don't get caught up, and it's so hard.
But that's how you create a mixed match brand, though. You're one
did,
person
I know.
online and then another person, in person. But that's
But it's
that's
all
that
fake.
consistency piece.
But it's
like
all fake.
You get the same me online that you get
Yeah.
on
Yeah, but it's still
in
fake, though.
person.
Now you have to understand. We all need
Yeah.
to know this stuff is fake.
Yep.
Social media is fake all
Yep,
day
it
long,
sure
and we know
is.
it. And we know it. So to me, I go, if you see me in person, you go, you ain't the same dressed up girl I saw online.
Right.
Well, we fake
Let
and
me
lie
tell you.
all the time on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know, but
You cut it on and cut it off.
Yeah.
You know?
It.
And again, I'm not bashing social media.
Me either.
This is
I
the
love
thing.
it. It's
'Cause
created.
Social media is a tool,
Yes.
right? But tools misused become destructive.
That's the
right?
thing.
And so it's not. There's nothing wrong with social media.
No.
There's something wrong with the way we use it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using it to, build a legitimate brand or a legitimate business,
love
that's
that.
cool. But if you're using it to just like gossip and comment, then that's something completely different.
And I agree with it. I got to say, you are right. And we need to, because I love it. I get a lot of information from it.
Yeah.
I can research stuff. I've learned some things that I didn't even learn in school that I had to research myself, you know, all of those things. But the scary part that I do know of some that I follow, it does. And I've seen so many people change. And it's like, for the line.
And it's disheartening.
It is.
It's disheartening. And then I've seen it go to some people's head where, they get a lot of followers and, they're different. They're different people.
Yeah, they always,
Sad.
come on. Jay-Z told us that a long time ago about fame being a drug. Hello.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's the lights.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Remember that little song that he did, him and Beyonce? And I always say that, and I guess that's the thing that scares me is that, I've been doing radio for such a long time, and I've seen artists come through, and I've seen radio DJs and everybody come through and be on this high, and then you don't see them anymore, and it's like, guess what? Be careful of, the lights.
Right.
The action, the Hollywood, the love, the this, because,
It changes you.
It can change you, and it's still a business. And like you understand, you use it for business, even though you're not using it as much anymore.
Correct. I still got to be on there.
Yeah, you still do, because you got Courvoisier.
Yeah, I gotta
Now, this is so great with Courvoisier, though. Shouts
so
out to
nice.
him.
It's so nice.
How long you been doing it now?
So I started in May. Wow. So this is new. So I've been full time for 5 years. So this is like a brand new venture for me. And so there are 8 of us throughout the country. And so this was an extremely selective program. They hired somebody for Houston, and we're the only 2 people in Texas.
Wow.
So I represent the entire Dallas market, and and my job ain't to sell it. It's not to open accounts. It's to curate luxury events. That's it. Like if we did a dinner with DeDe, if we did a private dinner for you, you would be our special guest. Let's pick a fly restaurant, maybe 15, 20 people, curated food menu, curated cocktail menu, and let's have a dope conversation.
Well, then
so stuff like that.
Oh, and I would love to do it, and we'll bring the podcast.
Right.
We'll bring the podcast cameras, and we'll do all of it, because everything has to be done for social media as much as I can,
Got to be on there.
And I got to make sure you style me that night.
Come on.
You could style me?
Yeah.
You think you could style me?
Mm-hmm.
What would you?
I prefer to make clothes, but I do still style. What
would you say? Who would you put me? Who would be? You would say DeDe could have a style like who?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I'm tall. I'm 5'10", and I'm a 36 double D. Don't you make me look like Dolly Parton? Don't you put me in?
About to say, yeah,
and don't put me in nothing with Wendy Williams. Yeah, because she had big boobs.
Who has a nice? Well, no, she. I ain't gonna say that.
What? Tell me.
I was gonna say she bad built. But
I know.
Why you make me say it?
I know,
Yeah,
but it's okay. You said it, and it's a podcast. But I feel for her. Every time I think about her, prayers for Wendy Williams. I'm sorry.
The shape is not giving.
I know.
I had to think about that though.
Well, she had big boobs. That's the only reason why I said that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say she had, because she's still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Let's
I
move on.
have to think about that.
Okay. All right. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna have you style me.
We are going to work together on something.
Now, before I let you go, you used to have a podcast. You said.
Yes.
And you guys talked about any and everything.
Everything.
What was the most volatile, or the one that created the most noise for you? What were y'all talking about?
Oh, the ones that created the most noise for us, I'm not going to lie, is when we brought guests on. So when we would bring women on specifically, because there were 5 men, those were the ones who got the most views. And it was interesting too, because okay, let's just say I started a podcast myself. There's only one person promoting it, but since there were 5 people promoting it, we had a lot more reach. And then when we brought our guest on, I mean, that reach just blew up. But yeah, when we would bring women on, regardless of what we were talking about, because there are so many podcasts out there right now.
Yeah.
And some are great when it comes to information, but most people just watch them for the guest.
Yeah.
It's that star power effect.
Yeah.
So,
it's funny, because I was going to do the podcast with, I wanted a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to do a co-host search until my real co-host on the radio show left, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Right.
So we had to look for that co-host first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do this one next. So, And
then I would say just bring somebody on and kind of like fill them out and see how y'all vibe together.
Oh, I've had some people in. I'm gonna try it again, and you don't even realize you're auditioning. But anyways,
I do this.
Yeah.
I'm used to the cameras.
Look, you see, he don't even know he's auditioning, y'all. But because I like talking to you and I like your energy.
Yeah.
I like your energy.
I'm very nonchalant. Like I'm extremely positive. I'm very nonchalant. I don't like a whole lot.
You
of
believe in
negativity
aliens?
and-
Everybody gets to be a part of the interview. You believe in aliens?
yeah.
You do. So do I.
Yeah, they exist.
You think you ever seen one?
Nah.
Do you believe in reptilians? Have you ever heard of that one?
Maybe less so. But
Okay.
I believe in aliens.
You
for
do.
sure.
You believe in aliens? Yeah. I do
So
too.
I'm like a binge watch king. So I will Netflix and chill to death. So
Did you used to watch The Walking Dead? First of all, did you ever watch
yes.
that? I did too.
come on now.
Yeah. Wait till I tell you when we get done with this podcast. I got to tell you about a place for Halloween that you can go, and you'll act like you're shooting literally
I need that.
Walking Dead. I'm telling you, I
need
saw
that.
it. Okay, I'll tell you that. What do you watch on Netflix? What's been a great movie you've watched? You can
Ooh.
recommend that I should see.
Matter of fact, it's right behind you. I just watched that today.
What?
It was really good. Last Seen Alive.
What really? Who was
So,
that?
I ain't gonna.
What's that about?
Snitch on them.
Last Seen Alive.
I ain't gonna snitch on them.
Last Seen Alive.
Yeah, but his wife gets kidnapped. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I'll just say this. Here's the
It's
other.
like
have you?
Taken.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite movies.
yeah, it's really good.
Oh, I love that movie. Oh, I love that movie. When that man did that whole thing,
Yes.
I Know Who You Are.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Iconic.
That was iconic. No, but hold on a second. Which one was more iconic? I Know Who You Are, I Will Find You, I Will Kill You, or Your Fugitive is, what's his name? Your Fugitive is so-and-so, and I want you to check every outhouse, hen house, whatever house. You don't remember The Fugitive with Wesley Snipes?
That joint was good.
Remember, and that
too.
man said something about check every hen house,
Yeah.
outhouse for him. I was like,
Oh no, it's
you can't remember that?
Yeah,
you
but it's kinda close.
Taking
It's
is
kinda
the
close.
Taking is the most classic.
Kinda
Okay.
close.
Well, I want you back on so we can talk movies because I need to find out.
For
Did you
sure.
ever watch Queen Latifah and Ludacris's movie?
No, I did not. Was it good? It was one of those straight to like BT movies. It was
Yeah.
one of those joints.
I just wanted to see
What are you watching right now? That's a better
Golly.
question.
You know what I'm watching? I like design shows. So there's a show that just came out on, and I'm mad Netflix is getting ready to mess with us. Netflix is now getting ready to say they're not going to let us binge watch. You know that, right? It's a design show out of Miami. And they design houses. It's a husband and wife. And I
Oh,
can't think of the
nice.
name. I
Nice.
watched them. I watched Selling Sunset.
Okay, yep.
I like
Yep,
houses.
Yep. Okay.
My mom used to work for a builder, and my mom
Yeah.
was a real estate agent. And when she worked for the builder, she used to go
Got it.
and he would let her pick out the brick, the windows, the this. So I used to go with her when I was a kid.
So you like interior design stuff.
And I like interior design and
Yeah.
all that other kind of stuff. Yeah.
Got it.
So I love looking at beautiful houses.
And I'm bad too because it's not just Netflix. Like I had to download all of them because you run out of stuff to watch at some point.
What?
I had
Apple
to download
TV?
Peacock and
I know
Apple
it.
TV and HBO Max and now I got Amazon Prime.
So hold on. Here's
I'm like,
my
sheesh.
thing I want to say to everybody too. As we sat up here and you too, we complained about how much we paid for cable, didn't we?
Facts, but these subscriptions, them joints add
If you
up.
add up all 10 that we all have, how much we paying? About the same thing.
$70, $80.
Almost. I mean, we getting there, and then they gonna go up, and pretty soon we gonna be at 100 and
Right.
something again.
And then the crazy part is when they go up on the prices, and like we gonna cancel it because
No.
what we gonna watch?
We're all addicted to it.
Right.
And then HBO and them ain't doing nothing.
Right.
So, and the regular TV ain't
Correct.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
So you're like, but guess what, everybody? We just switching to the internet to pay
That's
the cable
it.
bill.
And we gonna complain and we still gonna pay for it.
But and then somebody's gonna bundle them all.
Yep.
Have they
That's
bundled them
next.
yet?
Nope. Not successfully. I think Disney Plus and Hulu bundled.
What do you
But-
say, guys? Y'all think we should just start that and just
Let's do it.
let's just bundle it? Because that's the way we all go and give it to them all.
But
for
the
a
reason
cheap-
they don't bundle is
Right.
because of exclusivity
I know
rights.
it.
So what they'll do is it's what the streaming wars did
Yeah.
when Tidal and Apple Music we're only gonna really release Beyonce's album on Tidal.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it on Apple next week.
Right.
Or we're only
And then
gonna
we
release
all
it
were
on
like, let me get
Spotify.
Tidal first.
Yeah, and so you have millions of people downloading these apps just for one thing.
One thing.
So
You know what? You're a
It makes
smart man.
sense.
I like you. You're 28 years old. When's your birthday?
2 weeks.
You're a Libra.
Libra. Just missed being a Scorpio.
I love
a little
Libra.
crazy. So.
Well, Libras are too. All right. Well, listen. Well, thank you, sir. Shouts
you
out to you. Cheers
so
to
much.
Courvoisier.
Cheers to Courvoisier.
And cheers to we gonna work together. Courvoisier. Shouts
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to you. The sponsor today, y'all. You see that? That's there you go. There's our sponsor, Courvoisier.
Thank you so
Put it
much.
up there, bigger than I don't know what. Do it, Bree. Show that. Get a close up of Courvoisier. Shit.
I appreciate it.
I mean, shoot.
But thanks. I'll be back on.
I know you
Trust
will.
me. Thank
All
you.
right, y'all. I'm done. It's DeDe's Dope Podcast. Until next week, everybody. Also, make sure that you go to Spotify and iTunes and everything, and make sure you listen to the podcast, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate that. DeDe's Dope Podcast. DeDe in the morning. Listen to the show. I got so much to promote, don't I? Listen to DeDe in the morning, Monday through Friday, nationally. Okay, bye-bye. Till next week. Courvoisier.
Until next time.
Yeah, Courvoisier.
What's the
Yeah.
tea? What's the vibe? What's the hype? Yeah, we live. Talk a little this, a little bit of that, a little bit of love, a little bit of ratchet. That's DeDe. Go DeDe. Go DeDe. Go DeDe. You a bad bitch. You a savage. Making money is a habit.